Good morning, friends. Welcome back to my channel Coding Environment. In today's video, we will solve a new problem from the Leetcode, which is problem number 21, which states merge two sorted lists. In this, we will be given the head of the two sorted linked list, list 1 and list 2. So here you can assume that this is your list 1 and this is your list 2. And what they are asking us to do is to merge these two lists into one single linked list. But the condition what they are giving is that this linked list should also be the sorted one. So how we can solve this problem? So the brute force approach to solve this problem can be like, I can say the approach 1. We can create an array list. So in this approach 1, what we will do is we will create a array list, and then we will copy all the element from list 1 and list 2 in this array list. So in this, just assume that I'm going to copy the list 1 first and the list 2 next. So when I'm copying the list 1 first, the first element will be 1, the second element will be 2, the third element will be 4, and then I'm coming to this list 2 and then copying the element 4 here, then copying the element 3 and again copying the element 4. Okay, so this is the first thing I'm going to do in my brute force approach. And after that, what we can do is we can sort this array using any sorting algorithm or any collection dot sort. And after sorting this array, what is the sorted array we are going to get? It will be 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4, right? So this is my sorted array. And once we will get this sorted array, we will create a linked list from this sorted array. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. First, we will copy all the element from the list 1 and the list 2 into our this empty array, and then we will sort this array to create a sorted array. And once we will get this sorted array here, we will create a linked list from this sorted array. So we can simply create a linked list like 1, which will point to again 1, which will again point to 2, and 2 will be pointing to 3, 3 will be pointing to 4, and 4 will be again pointing to 4. This will be pointing to null. So this is a very brute force approach to solve this problem. But of course, interviewer will not be happy with this. The reason for this is, what will the time complexity of this approach? Is first we have to copy both the list element into this array list, right? So for this, we have to traverse this list 1 and list 2. And for that, the time complexity will be T of n. And then again, we have to add the nodes into this array list, right? So for that, again, we're going to take the time complexity of n. And then we have to sort this array list. So that is going to take a time complexity of n log n. And then again, we have to convert this array list into this linked list. So that is again going to take the time complexity of order of n, right? So this is the complete time complexity of solving this problem using brute force approach. Also, the space complexity, if you see, you're going to save all the nodes from the list 1 and list 2 into a new array list. So this is going to take the space complexity of S of n. And again, you will convert this array list into a new linked list. You are not going to use the nodes of already given linked list, right? You're going to create a new linked list when you're going to convert this sorted array into this new linked list. So for this, again, you will consume a space complexity of order of Sn. So this is the complete time complexity and space complexity of this given problem if we're going to solve this problem using the brute force approach. what is the better method to do this? So we can use a better approach, which is also called a two-pointer dummy node approach. Okay. So let me draw the linked list once more. So what we have is 124 and 134. Okay, so I will again draw that linked list. Now in this two-pointer approach, what we will do is we will compare the node first. What we will do, we will not going to create a new array list. We will use the same node of these two linked list and compare it. Okay, so we'll just change these pointers. We'll use the pointers of the already given linked list so that it will get arranged in a sorted order. So in this dummy approach, we will create two pointer which will be pointing. So we will create two pointer. You can say like my pointer 1. This will be my pointer 1 and this is my pointer 2. Now pointer 1 is pointing to node 1 of the linked list 1 and pointer 2 will be pointing to node 2 of the linked list 2. And what we will do is like we will create a dummy node. So we will create a dummy node and assign a value as a -1. And we will create a temp node or a current node also, a current node which will be pointing to the dummy node. So initially the current node will be equal to my dummy node itself. Okay. So we will create two nodes. One is a dummy node and one is a current node. Now the use of the dummy node is to keep the track of your head node, which will return at the end of this program, right? Now this current node will be used to create the sorted linked list. Now how we will do this? So initially my current node is pointing to this dummy node, right? Now we will compare the value of node 1 and node 1 of the linked list 1 and node 1 of the linked list 2. And whichever is smaller, we will make this current node to point to that particular node. Okay. So in this, you can see that both is equal. So we can take any one of it. Okay. So just assume that we are taking the node from the linked list 2. Okay. So just create one node which will be like 1 and your current is pointing to this new node, and just assume that we have taken it from the linked list 2. So after that, because we have already consumed this node, we will move this pointer 2 to the next node. Okay, we'll move the pointer 2 to the next node. Now my pointer 2 is pointing here and my current is pointing to this node. Now we will compare this node 3 with node 1 of the linked list, because we have already consumed this and this is still not consumed, right? Now we will compare 1 with 3. Now we can see that the 1 is less than 3. So what we will do, we will make our current to point to this node. Okay, so what we will do, we will create a node from here to here. Instead of this pointing to this, we will make this node 1 to point to node 1 of the linked list 1. Okay, so now it is here, and because we have consumed this pointer 1 also here, it will move to pointer to the node 2. Now the pointer 1 is at the node 2 of the linked list 1 and pointer 2 is also at the node 2 of the linked list 2. Now as my current is also, now my current has also consumed this, my current is now pointing to this. Okay, once it is done, now we will compare the pointer 1 and pointer 2. Okay, so here you can see the value of pointer 1 is 2 and the value of pointer 2 is 2. So which one we will take? So which one we will take? We will simply take this value, right? 2, because 2 is less than 3. So we will take 2 here, and now my current will be moved to 2. So now my current is pointing to 2 and this is already consumed, right? So now my pointer will move from 2 to here, 4. Okay, now my pointer 1 is pointing to pointer 4. Now after this, what we'll do, we'll again compare this pointer 1 value with the pointer 2 value, right? So we're going to compare 3 with 4. Now again 3 is less than 4. So my current, so here the value will be 3, right? Now here the value will be 3 and my current will be pointing to this place. Okay. After this, what will happen? My pointer 2 will move to this node. Okay. My pointer 2 will move from here to here and this 3 is also consumed. Now what will happen? Again, you will compare pointer 1 with pointer 2 and what the value you will get? You will get both is as a 4. So you can take any one. So for simplicity, just assume that I am taking from the pointer 2. So I will take 4 from here and after that what will happen? Pointer 2 will move to the null and then we'll again, because there is nothing to compare, we will take this pointer 1 value and make it 4 here, and again this will pointing to null because there is nothing here. So like this you can see we are using pointer 1 and pointer 2 and a dummy node approach, right, to solve this problem. And once this is solved, what we have to do, how you're going to return the head of this resultant linked list. You know this dummy node is still pointing to this, right? The dummy node is still pointing to this. So what we can do, we can say dummy dot next is our head node, right? Yeah. So this is the way we can solve this problem using two pointer and a dummy node approach. So what will be the time complexity of this approach? Okay, what is the time complexity of this approach? So you can see we are traversing this linked list only one time, right? So the time complexity of this approach will be T of order n, and the space complexity will be order of 1, right? Because we are not using any extra space to solve this problem. So moving to the coding section, now we will write the code for the same problem. So we'll follow the approach of dummy node. So first thing we will do is we'll create a node which is nothing but our dummy node with a new node. Okay. And then what I told is like we are going to create one more current node which will be nothing but assigned to my dummy node. Okay. Now once this two thing is done, we're gonna loop the two given linked list. So we will loop till what condition? The condition will be either my list 1 is not equal to null and my list 2 is not equal to null. So we will do this comparison. So we will run this while loop on both the list, and the first thing we will check is like my if list1 dot val is greater than list2 dot val. So what will happen if my list1 dot val is greater than list2 dot val? It means the list2 is having the smaller value, right? So my current dot next will be pointing to my list2, right? And because I have consumed my list2, I will move my list2 to the next pointer, right? So uh, I will move my list2 to the list2 dot next, right? And if my list1 val is less than list2 val, my current dot next is going to point my list1, right? And then again I will move my list1 to this next pointer of list1. And in both the condition I have to move my current also, right? So current will now move to current dot next. Okay, so this while loop so this while loop this while loop is going to run unless and until my list 1 is not equal to null or my list 2 is not equal to null. So till this condition, it is going to compare list 1 val and list 2 val, and whichever is smaller, it will make the current dot next to point to list 2. Okay. So this is the thing it is going to do for the while loop. And at the end, one thing can happen, that if both the given linked list are of different size, it can happen that your list 1 is exhausted or the list 2 is exhausted. So to handle this condition, we can put list 1 if is equal to null. It means that my current dot next should point to my list 2. Okay, so if my list 1 is exhausted, then I have to consume all the value or all the nodes given in the list 2. So this is the thing which I am doing. And if this is not the case, right? Else if my list 2 is equal to null. Okay. So in this case also, I have to make my current dot next to point to list 1. Okay. Now at the end, we have to just return our head, and head is stored where? Head is stored in our dummy dot next. So this is the complete program for this given problem. I will give the program in the description also. You can take it from there. I hope you have understood this problem. If you have any doubt, please write it in the comment section. I will try to answer it. Till then, have a great day and goodbye.